Okay, here I am. I'm gonna make this video because I did not see this HUD installed. This is the one with the blue arrows on the left and right, and it's got the car door indicator and the gears over there, the seatbelt indicator, shows you the battery I think when it's parked, but we'll see. So the cable, first of all, the cable for this thing is actually on the right side. Oh, the light's turning off here. Okay, see, the cable's actually on this side. So I think the reason why they didn't put it on the left, even though they do recommend you to put it, let me turn off some music. I'll pause it. So yeah, so they put the cable I think on the right side because they want you to fish the cable over to the left, and if they put it on the left, maybe it would be more visible. So I'm thinking they put it on the right because if you put it in there, you can actually the cable will be actually farther back. I don't have a flashlight. Maybe I could, I don't know, it's brighter. I don't know. I don't see a way to turn on the flashlight. So yeah, I think that's why it's on the other side. And then I'm gonna try to fish it all the way through here, and then through here, because I saw a video somebody did that, and then hopefully underneath, back here, underneath there, and then through the sides here. I'm gonna take off that panel all the way to the back of the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Okay, so I started taking this big end. This actually comes with the product. The instructions come with the product, and actually this product actually came with a like a sticker or a plastic screen protector, I guess, while during shipping. So I removed that as well. But yeah, I just want to show you. So I'm using the big end of this, and I just stuck it in here. Carefully put this around. By the way, this is a cover that I bought. I didn't really put it securely because I didn't know whether or not I was gonna like it or not. But anyway, yeah, I just basically put it underneath here, work my way around the edges. I think now I should just pop off. I think it's held by clips, body clips. I think I need to work my way around more. Yeah, so I basically put the big end here underneath here more, and I just kind of put in there and wedged it in there. So yeah, it looks like that's what did the trick. And keep pushing out. There's one more clip. There we go. There we go. Now it's out. Oh man, it's sorry, it's so dark here. It's hard to see. Focus it. There we go. So there we go. I just moved that. I'm gonna keep working my way around. All right. So I started fishing the cable. I kind of changed. I did change what I was going to do. I was thinking it would be easier to put it underneath here, but it doesn't look like it's easy to remove. I thought it was be like more open, kind of like regular or most internal combustion engine cars. It's usually really open in back here and easy to slide stuff in, but I don't not see an easy way to do it unless maybe I remove more stuff. So I'm just trying what they actually suggest in the instruction manual. Instruction manual is literally just two-sided piece of paper. See there, and then the other side, here's what they say: easy to install, hide the wire in the gap, which I did here. I kind of did a different way, can't really tell, but I put it here, and then I put the cable across here, and then I put it underneath this trim. I use this to get underneath it, work my way all the way to here, and then the rest of the cable is back there, so I'm going to finish the install in the back seat. But yeah, that's what they suggest to do. You see there, open the cover underneath the armrest box and unplug the original car. So basically they don't say what to do between this step and here, so this is what I'm about to do now. So I got to open up the back, and actually they don't tell you to turn off the car, but I know from other YouTube videos I've seen from similar devices you should turn off the car. So I'll do that later. Okay, so I got myself a light that I remembered I had in the back of the car. So I fished the cable underneath here. I put it behind left rail here, underneath this mat that I bought, and then fished underneath here. And I started using my tool here, and I noticed it's easier underneath here, underneath the armrest here, way underneath here. Let me move the light so it's easier to see. There we go. So I notice it's easier if you put this over here on the left side, close to the corner where it turns, and same thing with the other side. And you put it in there, and it's easier to pop open. It didn't work for me in the middle. It worked for me better like here on the left side, left edge, and then the right edge. So yeah, once I open this up, I should be able to see a cable. There we go. There it is. So that's the cable. I need to fish it. This connection between, kind of like connect the bridge kind of thing in between. So at this point, I'm going to turn off the car. Okay, to turn off the car, from what I remember, tap that to open up the menu. Service, I think, or safety. I think safety or service. Yes, safety. I feel like that would be more of a service thing, but I don't know why it's in safety. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna tap on this and make sure I don't sit in the seat, because I heard that might turn on the car from other videos, and don't hit the brake pedal. There's a seat sensor, and the brake pedal I think will turn on the car. So let me power off. Are you sure you want to turn it off? Please hold it to turn back on. Okay. Let me. Oh, did it just turn back on? I think it did. All right. I can do that without sitting in the seat. Let's try this again. So definitely don't do it while sitting in the seat. Just lean over very uncomfortably. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Power off. Let's see if that works now. Yep, so that's why sitting on the seat also turns on the car. It's weird, the instructions said don't put your foot on the brake pedal, but it's actually the seat as well. So there we go, it's off now. Okay, so once I got to this part, I noticed it was a little bit hard to remove this. And what you have to do is basically put your fingertip in here. I saw somebody else do this. You have to make sure you use your fingernail and you put pressure in the middle here and then pull back. So push this down, that takes away a little tab, looks like, and then pull back, and then it easily removes. So I noticed if you push down this tab here, from a video I saw online, that if you push this down and then pull out, so you have to push this down and then pull. I can't do it with one hand, but if you push that down and then pull out, then it's easy to remove. If you don't do that, it won't come out. Okay, so I just had to put in one of these ends here. Thankfully, it's only one way, so you need to put it in the way it will fit, and then push it all the way in until it clicks. And I noticed for some odd reason, the cable, I had to twist it in order to get it down. I just pulled up, it just came out, but I actually had to twist it. Like naturally, it seems like this cable wants to go like that, but for some reason I have to twist it around the other way and then put it into there. So that's kind of odd. It was harder than I thought to try to jam the cables in there. I kind of took the twist tie that the product came with and twisted the cables together, the black cable, and then I tried to jam the adapter inside the little hole there. I'm hoping this is as far as I need to push it, because I do not want to break the original cables, just in case. Thankfully, yes, I did not have to push the cable that far in. Thankfully, it closes fine. So it looks like they have some clearance space. That's great. Oh, I don't know what that is. It looks like somebody spilled something. Well, yeah, that's great. So time to try it out. Okay, here I'm about to turn it on, but since now I have a flashlight here, you can see what I did here. I'm gonna try to fish that in there better. And then I just put the cable underneath the trim there, like I said earlier, and then I kind of hit it back there and then through here. So you can see that cable in there. There's the display. Okay, so put the light down, put it over here, armrest there, and then before I put everything away, make it cleaner looking, let's make sure it works. So looks like the car, oh, because I sat on the seat, so I already turned on, and I don't see anything on the display. I don't know if I have to do that. Oh yeah, I have to enable the car. There we go. Cool. So there it shows my battery percentage, 17. Yeah, it's low because I'm actually trying to see if I can reset the BMS. So I'm actually trying to get it low on purpose. But yeah, it seems to be working. Let me get a little bit closer, see if I can get it to focus. There we go. So it says no seatbelt, 17% in park. And turn signal, let me see. Oh, awesome. Cause I feel like that's the main reason why I want it, because I missed the turn signals. Because I turned on the new feature that they added here. I actually remember it's hard to find. I don't know if it's under lights or something. Oh, here it is. I found it. Yep, under lights. So auto turn signals. I have it on auto cancel. So I notice sometimes it turns off when I don't want it to, or it turns, yeah, it basically stays on longer than I want it to, or turns off before I want it to turn off. So I've been noticing I've been missing the turn signal. So I've been turning it on. I've been forgetting. So I feel like that would be easier to see. They did make it blue, which is an interesting choice, but I'll see how I like it while driving. Maybe it's easier to see. But yeah, it looks like it's working, which is great. Cool. Okay, so I actually was able to pull this up and actually fish the cable underneath from here. It's actually underneath here. Let me put the light so you can see better. So yeah, I was able to fish it underneath, and he just pops out there. This is the box that it came in. This is the plastic that was on top of the display. So yeah, very basic box. HUD, T5, made in China. Yeah, very basic looking box. Alright, so I finished driving with this. So I wanted to mention that when you get at 10% battery below, this battery indicator LED turns on. So that's pretty cool. So in case you're not paying attention to the screen. So at least here it tells you that you're running out of battery. And I noticed while driving that the turn signals, let me see, get the turn signals running. Let me get the, there we go. So if I get the turn signal going, in case you are very particular about things, and if you notice the flashing of this correlates with the sound of the turn signal. So let me lower the fan so you can hear it better. So you hear the clicking, and the clicking is going in tune with that, with the flashing of the white. But I noticed this does not go, it's out of tune, what do you call, out of sync. See that? Not even double. I thought it would be like double fast. Like it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, like in between beats. It would be like double fast. But yeah, it's just flashing at its own rhythm, I guess. Own beats per minute. I don't know how to explain it. But in case that would bother you, that's one thing I noticed. Same thing with the left turn signal. But I noticed it is very quickly. Very instant in terms of, like, if I set the turn signal on, you'll see here, the signal on the indicator turns on immediately. See that? Here for left, bam. See that? So at least it's instant. Same thing with the speed. I noticed for the speedometer, whenever I was driving, it would actually be instantaneous with the speed that's shown on the screen. The same thing as that. There's no lag with that. It's just, like I said, the timing of the flashing. It's a lot faster than the sound. But at least what's good about it is because basically my main reason why I installed this was because I wanted to make sure I didn't leave my turn signal on, or if I didn't automatically turn off, because I have the auto turn signal feature on right now. And I noticed, like I said, that it's hard to notice this, especially the right turn. At least the left is a little bit closer to me, but the right is definitely out of my field of view when I'm driving. So if I'm driving maybe like this, if I zoom out, yeah, it's much easier to see the flashing blue arrow instead of the one that's all the way over here. So yeah, so far I really like it for just the price, especially. I only paid $27 I think for it. Really cheap. So definitely worth it for the $27 I saw. And definitely, I don't think it's worth the $60 some that I saw somebody else selling a very similar device for that price. So I think it's definitely worth like $30 around there. We just saw other products are also being sold for about that price. But yeah, highly recommend it.